Right, okay, it's back. And it doesn't have the delay. As I say, previous video just now, there was the tiniest second, half a second of delay, which would have been very off-putting if I was talking into the camera constant. Right. I'll put the wristings on. So, as I've previously stated, my pressing is definitely probably weakest. Well, actually, if I was going to be honest, I'd say at the moment my weakest strongman event, depending on weights, would be the sandbag toss. However, there is a tiny, it's not a tiny gap to be fair, it's about 8-foot gap maybe, between me and my neighbour's house. We both sort of, there's a drive bit that goes down right to the bottom, it's shared. Anyway, I'm going to have a go at doing some sandbag tossing today between there, because I want to get better. As I say, there's not even a sandbag toss event coming up, I don't think anyway, but I want to get better. I do know it's very much technique that's letting me down on that one. However, I did get one rep, one bag on my last comp, so didn't zero it. Again, heart's not as juddering, but the weight is lighter, and it's very much more shoulder focused than anything else. I mean, yeah, you're cleaning it once off the floor, but that's all. Wouldn't mind getting some spotters for my rack here. However, I've seen a relatively cheap pair going, but they don't have the best reviews, so decided against getting that for now. Makes a bit more sense to save a bit of money, pay a little bit more, and get better quality. I'm going to put some chalky on my paws for this. Didn't have any chalk just now. I mean, yeah, obviously you do feel a difference. You have that extra bit of grip time. Right. Should be okay for time. Should be okay for time. Right. So I know I've said it a couple of times, but I probably will chuck some music on in a minute. Just that little bit of adrenaline to pump. This will kick up the posterior. Right. 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Yeah. Obviously, them last two weren't very strict. However, they went up and over just. Yeah. Have to put the ego aside when I reevaluate today. Maybe not have. There may not be a weight increase next week. There may not. I don't know. No, there won't. I don't think there will be. If there is, it will be a tiny increase, and it won't be till probably the last set, I'd say. So I do like to try and crank out as many reps as I can after that first breath, after the initial clean. Because even with that push that I was giving myself, I could feel a bit of instability. As I say, this is still a relatively difficult exercise for me. But that is also why I do it. If you shy away from the more challenging exercises, you're never actually challenging yourself. Which will not help you achieve your goals. Whether they're competition, strongman, powerlifting, I suppose. I mean, we are very similar. We both have deadlifts. Squats, there has been squatting in strongman comps in the past. It's not unheard of. Benching, that's not very common at all. However, we have the overhead pressing, so you're still working a press. But even if you're not competitioning, yeah, that's a word. Even if you just want to be stronger in general, that does mean facing the challenges. Right. Okay. Oh, God. Ah. Right. Right. Right, so to not miss out on the total volume, I'm going to do maybe a treble. Yeah. A strict treble, or strict as many as I can. very much griped me that. I think I kind of knew. I knew at the 8th I was lucky if I was going to get the 8th. I think that was the 9th that I failed at. So I'll make up for it. We're chucking in a treble. It's my phone's fault. The phone went off. It's probably work. Slight cop out. No, you don't know my day job. That could very easily be work. And someone being very petty. Because now I'm thinking, was there anything I forgot last night when I closed up? After being there for like 12 and a half hours. God, it sucks, I'm not going to lie. Not that every shift is 12 and a half hours. You know, Thursday, tomorrow, I think I'm doing 5. And then the next day I'm doing 13. Close up at 7 o'clock Thursday night. Be there opening up 6:30 Friday morning for a nice 13-hour shift. Right, let's get this treble. I know I've slightly gone over the total volume then. And I'm going to put some music on, I think. The time has come. My little friend to talk of socks and things. What's the time? Half hour. Right. What's next? I made a point last week of making today just very much shoulder focused with something else. What was it? Some tricep extensions, and I did put a one-armed row in there as well because I do like rowing. Remember I said one exercise that you know you love. But as the time is ticking on, and I can do some one-armed rows on, not tomorrow because tomorrow's legs, but I can chuck in some one-arm rows on Saturday, which is the second pressing day. So I think I'm going to do that. Yes, I think I'm gonna roll with that plan today. Always have a plan. Yes, always have a plan. Right then, what are we doing? Triceps. I'm not sure how long I'm running this current program. Like I say, I'm going to time out when that week is in January. Work out if it's feasible, because it'd probably it'd have to be minimum couple of days, well, minimum 3 days probably. Because if I tried to get the train home the day of the comp, I'd either be mega late or I'd fall asleep or both. So plan A would be, as it's in the New Forest, I said before, very close to Southampton, get the train. It'd have to be Friday night because there's no traffic or anything that would get me there on time, bar a 35-minute taxi, which it's 25 miles from Southampton, so that costs a lot of money. Did say before, I did cycle 20 miles to my other comp, which involved a lot more hills. According to Google, this journey's much more flat ground. It wants to be. However, it's still only a two-hour cycle, so I'll probably go down that route if I did that, providing I can borrow my old man's bike. I think he's got a few spare, should have. He used to be a bicycle mechanic, so we always once had 2 or 3 bikes in the shed. Right. You know, what's the point? Yeah, the point is, a couple of weeks ago, I had a row in here. Last week, I didn't have time. Simple as that. So I put the row out and included it on Saturday's secondary pressing day. And I think I'm going to run with that roll today, just to keep the time in line. Top up my H2O. Yeah, I'm going to go over that. I'm back. If this was more comp prep, program, routine, running, obviously I would be a lot more strict with myself. However, as today is, well, yeah. I think if I hadn't actually hit myself at all hard, I wouldn't be giving myself a break. But as you can see and tell, love that sound. I have indefinitely been kicking myself today. Right, music's going on that shocky, fiery sound. There we go. Sound is kicking on. Sound is potentially kicking off. So, yes, let's see what this message was all about. Shock horror, it was from work. Yes. Sooner on, made something to work out of this fitness training, strength training, coaching malarkey, the better. suppose this is a fun exercise as well. So even without the one-armed row, which is a favourite exercise, tricep pull downs, they're a good laugh until the weight gets really heavy. But we're all right for now. So this is still week 3. This is going to be at least 4 weeks before I deload anything, probably 5. But we'll see. As I said, there is another comp in May, which I will probably be attending. It's in Hythe again, so I get to do all the cycling again. Oh dear, I just have to make sure I've got them 2 days off, because I did slightly kill myself that last time. But I know what to expect. I am already setting off some stronger goals, which I'm going to be working towards yeah, after this program. So this was pretty much a filler, if nothing else. However, like I said, I still wanted to be lifting relatively heavy, even though it's more hypertrophy based for the accessories. So yeah, I do my 4 sets of 5 reps of whatever, 2 or 3 accessory exercises, depending on the time, depending on the day, and then I'm finishing off with something big. Last time I think it was 3 or 4 singles on the sandbag. Today it's going to be 3 or 4 singles, maybe 2, on a floor to overhead, which is going to be lighter than the clean I was doing, heavier than the accessories, hence why it's just going to be 1 rep, if I'm lucky. Right. Why do we do it? There are times when you ask yourself, why do we do it? But we know why, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, nothing. Anyway, so this is the last exercise. Log floor to overhead. After that last accessory strict log, feeling slightly. However, it's 1 rep, so you've got to keep telling yourself. If you're ever doubting yourself, just say to yourself, it's just 1 rep. assure yourself you can do 1 rep. Yes, that is a skeleton in the background. Bought one of these like 5'2". How tall is it? 1.5 meters, so quite tall. My youngest was dead set on, oh, let's get a skeleton. Didn't have to tell me twice. But in hindsight, she was a bit, freak her out a bit, so he'd have to stay in the box for now. But he's not going anywhere. I think it'll always be a good one for pointing out the bones and the joints of the body. What gets worked, how it gets worked, how we can break it. Yes, that's most strong man's happy face, isn't it? Or it might just be me. I have to differentiate the strong face and the happy face. I don't know. Maybe it's the eyebrows. When you're angry, they're very. When you're happy, there it's like. Yeah. I don't know. Either way, that was a happy lift. So. I may do some like hanging, twisty things. Work the obliques a bit. Little love handles. But I doubt I won't put that on. Called that. It's not exactly fun at all, was it? And I don't want to do too much because the battery's going on the laptop. Right. Minutes. It's probably going to be in 3 singles, I think, people. 10 minutes to go. It's not a bother if I'm a little bit late behind, but I'm shopping after the school run, so get the minimum in, people. Anything else is a bonus. one more on that. That's a minimum of 3 singles, which is an increase on last week, which I think was either singles or it was doubles. So next week, on good day, time permitting, I'll finish off with 4 singles for each thing, then maybe 5 singles on the ends ups. So essentially I'm starting and finishing strong, which is good. Yeah, that's that. Waiting for the thing to ring up and say battery is critically low. I'll make sure everything's plugged in, ready to plug it in. Right. Right. One more in. Got the stairs for a sec there. It's run up, battery is running low. Right, we'll get this last one in, hopefully this won't mess up the recording too much. Or the lift, obviously now. Mentally there's a rush to get everything done. But the lesson here is give yourself time. Right. Right. Off we go. Get it recorded. Whatever. Keep strong, keep happy, keep healthy. Close. I know it's running out. Close. Oh no, I've got to actually plug it in before I can do anything else. Alright. Try it now then. Right. I'll see you all later. Ta-da.